Welcome to my channel Burning for Redemption. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. The perfect life shattered. Elena Morrison stood in front of the glass building, staring at her reflection. 28 years old, successful architect, engaged to the love of her life, and owner of Morrison Design Studio. Her life was perfect, or so she thought. She held a portfolio under her arm, her greatest work yet. The Phoenix Tower, a luxury apartment complex that would change the city skyline forever. Every curve, every line, every detail had taken her 2 years to perfect. Tonight, she would present it to the board of directors, and tomorrow construction would begin. "You're going to be amazing tonight," said a voice behind her. Elena turned to see her best friend Sophia Chun walking toward her. Sophia had been by her side since college, through every success and failure. She was the maid of honor for Elena's upcoming wedding, the godmother-to-be of her future children, the sister she never had. "I'm nervous," Elena admitted. "This project is everything I've dreamed of." Sophia hugged her tight. "And you deserve it. You've worked harder than anyone I know. Marcus is lucky to marry someone so talented." Marcus Donovan. Just thinking about him made Elena smile. They had met 4 years ago at an architecture conference. He was charming, ambitious, and understood her passion for design. He proposed 6 months ago on a beach in Hawaii, and their wedding was planned for next spring. "Speaking of Marcus, where is he?" Sophia asked, looking around. "He said he had a meeting with some investors." "He'll be here soon," Elena said, checking her watch. The presentation was in 30 minutes. But something felt wrong. Marcus had been distant lately, taking calls in private, staying late at the office, avoiding her questions. Elena pushed the worry away. He was probably just stressed about the wedding and his own business deals. "Let's go inside," Sophia suggested. "You need to prepare." The presentation that changed everything. The boardroom was filled with investors, contractors, and city officials. Elena set up her presentation, her hands trembling slightly with excitement. This was her moment. Everything she had worked for was about to pay off. But Marcus still hadn't arrived. "We need to start," said Mr. Peterson, the head of the investment board. "Ms. Morrison, are you ready?" Elena nodded, pushing her worry aside. She would show them her vision with or without Marcus. She began the presentation, explaining every aspect of the Phoenix Tower. The crowd listened, impressed. Some took notes, others whispered to each other excitedly. Elena felt her confidence growing with each slide. Then the door burst open. Marcus rushed in, but he wasn't alone. Behind him were 3 police officers. "Elena Morrison," one officer said. Elena's heart stopped. "Yes. You're under arrest for corporate fraud and theft of intellectual property." The room erupted in shocked gasps. Elena felt the world spinning around her. "What? There must be some mistake," she cried out. "No mistake, ma'am. We have evidence that you stole design concepts from Donovan Enterprises and falsified documents to claim them as your own work." "Donovan Enterprises?" Elena looked at Marcus in confusion. "Marcus, what is this?" But Marcus wouldn't meet her eyes. And then Elena saw it, the look of guilt mixed with something else. Triumph. "I'm sorry, Elena," Marcus said quietly. "But business is business." The betrayal revealed. Elena sat in the police station, still in shock. Her lawyer, Mr. Hayes, looked at the evidence with a grave expression. "This is bad, Elena. Someone has built a very convincing case against you. They have emails with your signature, claiming you stole designs from Marcus Donovan's company, bank records showing suspicious payments, even testimony from witnesses." "But I didn't do any of this." Elena's voice cracked. "Those designs are mine. I created them." "The problem is, all the original files show Marcus Donovan as the creator. Your copies are dated later. It looks like you stole from him, not the other way around." Elena's mind raced. How was this possible? Then a horrible thought struck her. My computer. Someone had access to my computer. Only 2 people had her passwords, Marcus and Sophia. "Mr. Hayes, I need you to investigate Marcus Donovan and Sophia Chun. They're the only ones who could have done this." Her lawyer looked skeptical. "Your fiancé and best friend?" "Elena, I know you're upset, but..." Please, Elena begged. Just look into it. I'll pay whatever it costs. The visit that broke her heart. 3 days later, Elena was released on bail. She went straight to Marcus's apartment, the place where they had spent countless nights planning their future together. She used her key to enter. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. Then she heard voices coming from the bedroom. Marcus's voice. And another voice she knew too well. Sophia. Elena's hand shook as she pushed the bedroom door open. What she saw would be burned into her memory forever. Marcus and Sophia were in bed together, tangled in sheets, laughing about something. On the nightstand was Elena's engagement ring, the one she'd been forced to give up when arrested. I told you the plan would work perfectly, Sophia was saying. She trusted us completely. She never suspected a thing. Marcus laughed. Poor Elena. So naive, so trusting. She made it almost too easy. Now we have her designs, her company, and her reputation destroyed. Donovan Enterprises will be the biggest architectural firm in the city. And we'll be rich, Sophia added, kissing him. I almost feel bad for her. Almost. Elena's gasp made them both turn. The color drained from their faces. Elena! Marcus jumped up, grabbing a sheet. This isn't what it looks like. Really? Elena's voice was ice cold. Because it looks like my fiancé and my best friend have been having an affair while destroying my life. Sophia had the decency to look ashamed. But Marcus's expression quickly changed from shock to coldness. Fine. You want the truth? Sophia and I have been together for 2 years. We started dating after I saw your talent and realized I could use it. Everything was planned, Elena. The relationship, the engagement, the friendship. All of it was designed to get close to you and steal your work. Each word was a knife to Elena's heart. 2 years? But we've been together for 4 years. I was with you for your talent, Marcus said cruelly. And Sophia befriended you in college for the same reason. We've been waiting for the perfect moment to take everything. The Phoenix Tower was worth the wait. The fire. Elena ran from the apartment, tears blinding her. She drove home in a daze, her mind unable to process the betrayal. 4 years of her life had been a lie. Her best friend since college had been acting the whole time. Everything was fake. She reached her apartment and stumbled inside, collapsing on the floor. How could she have been so blind? So stupid? So trusting? Her phone rang. It was Mr. Hayes. Elena, I have bad news. The judge denied our request for a new investigation. With the evidence against you, you're facing 5 years in prison and financial ruin. The trial is set for next month. But I'm innocent. I believe you. But we need proof, and right now all the proof points to your guilt. I'm sorry, Elena. She hung up and stared at the walls of her apartment. Her home, her studio, her dreams. Everything was falling apart. Elena went to her design studio in the apartment and looked at all her work. Sketches, models, plans, years of creativity and passion. And Marcus had stolen it all. She was so lost in despair that she didn't smell the smoke at first. By the time she noticed, flames were already spreading through her apartment. Someone had started a fire. Elena ran to the door, but it was locked from the outside. She tried the windows, sealed shut. Smoke filled her lungs. The heat became unbearable. She realized with horror that someone was trying to kill her. Marcus and Sophia weren't satisfied with destroying her reputation. They wanted her dead. Elena grabbed a chair and smashed through a window. She climbed out onto the fire escape, flames licking at her back. Her clothes caught fire as she fell from the second floor, landing hard on the ground below. Pain exploded through her body. Her skin was burning. People were screaming, calling for help. The last thing Elena saw before passing out was the flames consuming everything she owned, everything she was. And in that moment, as darkness took her, one thought burned brighter than the fire. Revenge. 3 months later. The hospital. Elena woke up in a hospital bed, her body wrapped in bandages. A nurse rushed over when she saw Elena's eyes open. You're awake. Oh my God, you're awake. Doctor. Doctor. Everything hurt. Elena tried to speak, but her throat was damaged from the smoke. A doctor came in looking shocked. Ms. Morrison, you've been in a coma for 3 months. We didn't think you would survive. You have third-degree burns on your back and arms, smoke damage to your lungs, And you broke several bones in the fall. You're very lucky to be alive. Lucky? Elena almost laughed. There was nothing lucky about her situation. Your face, the doctor continued gently. The right side has significant scarring. We've done what we can, but… Elena didn't need to hear more. She asked for a mirror. The woman staring back at her was a stranger. Scars ran down the right side of her face and neck. Her once beautiful skin was now marked forever by the fire that had almost killed her. But as Elena stared at her reflection, something changed inside her. The scared, trusting girl who had been betrayed was gone. In her place was someone new. Someone harder. Someone who would not rest until justice was served. Where are my belongings? Elena asked the nurse. There wasn't much. Your apartment was completely destroyed. But we have a bag with some items that survived. Inside the bag was her phone, surprisingly intact, and a small photo of her parents. Both dead now, her mother from cancer 5 years ago, her father in a car accident when Elena was 13. She was alone in the world. No family, no friends, no company, no future. But she was alive. And that was enough. The mysterious visitor. A week later, Elena received an unexpected visitor. The nurse brought in a man in an expensive suit. He was tall, maybe in his mid-30s, with dark hair and sharp, intelligent eyes. Ms. Morrison, my name is Adrian Blackwell. May I speak with you privately? Elena gestured for the nurse to leave. Who are you? A businessman with an interest in your situation. I've been following your case, the fraud charges, the fire, your miraculous survival. It's quite a story. If you're a reporter, I'm not. I'm someone who believes you were wronged. And I'm someone who can help you get revenge. Elena's heart skipped a beat. I'm listening. Adrian pulled out a folder and placed it on her bed. Inside were photographs of Marcus and Sophia together. Documents showing their affair had started long before Marcus met Elena. And evidence that they had been systematically stealing from other designers too. How did you get this? Elena asked, her hands shaking. I have resources. And I have a personal interest in seeing Marcus Donovan destroyed. He wronged me once too in a different way. I'll tell you about it when you're ready. What do you want in return? Adrian smiled. Nothing right now. Think of this as an investment. When you're back on your feet, when you've reclaimed your life and destroyed those who betrayed you, I simply ask that you remember who helped you. Elena looked at the evidence in her hands. This was her chance. Her opportunity to make them pay. What do I do first? First you heal. Then you disappear. Elena Morrison needs to die, officially. Let them think the fire finished what they started. Meanwhile, you'll reinvent yourself with my help. New identity, new look, new resources. And then, Adrian's smile grew colder. Then we make them suffer. Not quickly but slowly. We take everything they stole from you and more. We destroy them piece by piece until they beg for mercy. Elena looked at her scarred reflection in the window. The old Elena would have gone to the police, trusted the system, believed in justice. But the old Elena was dead. When do we start? The transformation begins. Over the next 6 months, Elena disappeared from the world. The hospital listed her as deceased due to complications from her injuries. A fake funeral was held. Marcus and Sophia attended, looking appropriately sad, though Elena, watching from a distance, could see the relief in their eyes. They thought they had one. Adrian set Elena up in a private facility where doctors worked on her scars. They couldn't remove them completely, but they made them less severe. Physical therapy restored her strength. And slowly, painfully, Elena rebuilt herself. But the emotional scars went deeper. You wake up screaming every night, Adrian said one evening, finding her on the balcony of the safe house. The nightmares. Always the same, Elena admitted. I'm trapped in the fire and Marcus and Sophia are watching laughing. They will pay, Elena. I promise you that. Why are you helping me? She asked, turning to face him. You've spent a fortune on my recovery, my new identity. What did Marcus do to you? Adrian's jaw tightened. 5 years ago, Marcus was my business partner. We were developing a software company together. I trusted him completely, he was like a brother to me. Then one day, I discovered he had been embezzling money and selling our patents to competitors. By the time I found out, my company was bankrupt, my father's investment was gone, and my family name was ruined. What happened to your father? He had a heart attack from the stress. He died 6 months later. Marcus destroyed everything I had, and he walked away rich and successful. Elena understood now. They were both victims of the same monster. We'll destroy him together, she said quietly. Adrian took her hand. Together. The new identity. 6 months after her supposed death, Elena stood in front of a mirror in Adrian's office. She barely recognized herself. Her hair was now platinum blonde instead of dark brown. Colored contact lenses made her eyes green instead of brown. Designer clothes replaced her simple style. And she carried herself differently. Confident, cold, powerful. Meet Scarlet Vale, Adrian said, handing her a new passport and documents. Successful investor who made her fortune in real estate overseas. You're returning to the city to expand your business. Elena, now Scarlet, looked at the documents. Everything was perfect. Legal, untraceable. Marcus and Sophia won't recognize you, Adrian continued. The scars are minimal now, and everything else is completely different. You'll enter their world as an investor interested in Donovan Enterprises. They'll welcome you with open arms, never knowing they're inviting their destruction. Scarlet smiled, but it wasn't a kind smile. It was the smile of a predator. What's the first step? Next week there's a charity gala. All the city's elite will be there, including Marcus and Sophia. You'll make your debut as Scarlet Vale. I'll introduce you as my business partner. From there, you'll begin to infiltrate their lives. And then, Adrian's eyes glinted with dark promise. Then we take everything. His business, his reputation, his happiness. We make him feel what we felt. And when he's lost everything, when he's begging for mercy, we'll reveal who you really are. Scarlet looked at her reflection one last time. Elena Morrison was dead, burned away in flames of betrayal. But Scarlet Vale had risen from those ashes, and she was hungry for revenge. Let's begin, she said. End of Part 1. Part 2, Flames of Passion. Welcome back to Burning for Redemption. If you enjoyed Part 1, please like and subscribe. The grand entrance. The Crystal Hotel ballroom sparkled with wealth and power. Chandeliers worth more than most people's homes hung from the ceiling. Men in tuxedos and women in designer gowns moved through the crowd like pieces in a chess game. Everyone positioning themselves, making connections, climbing higher. Scarlet Vale stood at the entrance, her emerald dress hugging her body perfectly. She looked like she belonged in this world of money and influence. No one would guess that 6 months ago, she had been lying in a hospital bed, broken and burned. Ready? Adrian asked, offering his arm. Scarlet took a deep breath. Somewhere in this room were Marcus and Sophia, living their perfect life built on stolen dreams. Tonight, that life would begin to crumble. Ready, she said, taking his arm. They entered together, and immediately heads turned. Adrian Blackwell was known in business circles, wealthy, powerful, mysterious. And the beautiful blonde woman on his arm was unknown, which made her even more interesting. Adrian Blackwell, a voice called out. I heard rumors you were back in the city. It was Jonathan Pierce, a real estate mogul Scarlet had researched. He was one of Marcus's biggest investors. Jonathan, good to see you, Adrian said smoothly. Let me introduce my business partner, Scarlet Vale. She's been working overseas but has decided to expand into our market. Jonathan's eyes lit up with interest. Pleasure to meet you, Ms. Vale. What's your focus? Luxury real estate and development, Scarlet said, her voice confident and slightly accented. She had practiced this persona for months. I'm particularly interested in innovative architectural designs. Then you must meet Marcus Donovan, Jonathan said, waving someone over. He's the best architect in the city. Scarlet's heart pounded as she saw Marcus walking toward them. For years she had loved this man. 6 months she had dreamed of this moment. He looked the same. Handsome, charming, confident. He had no idea he was looking at his greatest mistake. Face to face with the enemy. Marcus Donovan, Jonathan said. This is Scarlet Vale and Adrian Blackwell. Ms. Vale is interested in architectural development. Marcus extended his hand to Scarlet, his smile perfect and professional. Ms. Vale, it's a pleasure. I've heard Adrian is very selective about his partners, so you must be exceptional. Scarlett shook his hand, feeling nothing but cold satisfaction. He didn't recognize her. Not even a flicker of recognition in his eyes. Mr. Donovan, I've heard impressive things about your work, Scarlett said. The Phoenix Tower project especially caught my attention. Marcus's smile widened with pride. Thank you. That was a particularly challenging design, but the result speaks for itself. My design, Scarlett thought. My years of work that you stole. I'd love to hear more about your creative process, Scarlett said. Perhaps we could schedule a meeting? I'd be delighted. My assistant will arrange it. Then Sophia appeared at Marcus's side, her arm linked through his possessively. She was wearing a diamond ring that could feed a family for a year, probably bought with money stolen from Elena's company. Darling, Sophia said to Marcus, then turned to the group. Oh, Jonathan, Adrian, how wonderful to see you both. Her eyes landed on Scarlett, and for just a second Scarlett saw something flicker in Sophia's expression. Suspicion? Recognition? But then it was gone, replaced by a polite smile. I'm Sophia Chun, Marcus's fiancée and business partner, Sophia said, extending her hand. Fiancée. Elena's engagement ring had been on Scarlett's finger once. Now it sat on Sophia's hand, a trophy of their betrayal. Scarlet Vale, Scarlett said, shaking her hand. Congratulations on your engagement. Thank you. We're getting married next spring. Perhaps you'll still be in town for the wedding. Perhaps, Scarlett said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. The first move. Over the next 2 weeks, Scarlett began to weave herself into Marcus and Sophia's world. She attended the same restaurants, the same clubs, the same charity events. She made sure they saw her with Adrian, saw her wealth, saw her power. And slowly they became interested. Miss Vale, Marcus called out one evening at a gallery opening. What a pleasant surprise. Mr. Donovan, Miss Chun, Scarlett said warmly. Are you art collectors? Sophia is, Marcus said. I'm just here for moral support. They chatted about art, about business, about the city. Scarlett played her role perfectly. Interested but not too eager. Wealthy but not arrogant. Intelligent but not threatening. You know, Sophia said. We're having a small dinner party this Saturday. Just a few close friends and potential business partners. Would you and Adrian like to join us? This was it. The invitation into their inner circle. We'd be delighted, Scarlett said. Inside the enemy's home. Saturday evening, Scarlett and Adrian arrived at Marcus and Sophia's penthouse. It was beautiful, modern, expensive, perfect. Everything Elena had dreamed of having one day. Welcome. Sophia greeted them, wearing a dress that probably cost more than Elena's old month's rent. Come in, come in. The dinner party was intimate, just 8 people total. Marcus and Sophia, Scarlett and Adrian, and 4 other wealthy investors. The conversation flowed easily, lubricated by expensive wine and the promise of profitable deals. Scarlett watched Marcus and Sophia throughout the evening. They played the perfect couple, finishing each other's sentences, sharing private jokes, touching constantly. But Scarlett noticed the cracks. The way Sophia's smile tightened when Marcus talked to an attractive waitress. The way Marcus's jaw clenched when Sophia mentioned wedding planning. Their relationship wasn't as perfect as they pretended. Good. So, Scarlett, Marcus said during dessert. Adrian mentioned you're looking for an architect for a major project? I am, Scarlett said. I'm planning to develop a luxury resort about 2 hours from the city. It's a beautiful location, mountains, lakes, very exclusive. I need someone with vision to design something truly spectacular. Marcus's eyes gleamed with interest. I'd love to bid on that project. I'm not accepting bids, Scarlett said. I'm choosing one architect and giving them complete creative freedom. But I need to know they're capable of something extraordinary. I can show you my portfolio. I've seen your portfolio, Marcus. May I call you Marcus? Of course. I've seen your work and it's impressive. But I need to see how you think, how you create. I'd like you to design something for me. Just a small project, a private art studio for my personal use. If I'm satisfied with your work, the resort project is yours. The price tag for that resort was $10 million. Marcus would do anything for that contract. I'd be honored, Marcus said. When would you like to start? Immediately. Come to my office Monday morning. We'll discuss details. Adrian's warning. Later that night, Adrian drove Scarlett back to the safe house. She was quiet, lost in thought. You're getting too close, Adrian said finally. What do you mean? I see how you look at them. Not just with anger but with pain. Elena, you can't let emotions cloud your judgment. My name is Scarlett, she corrected automatically. Not when we're alone. Elena, I'm worried about you. Revenge is dangerous when it becomes personal. It is personal, Adrian. They destroyed everything I was. I know. But you need to be careful. The more time you spend with them, the more they might notice something familiar. And if they discover who you really are before we're ready, they won't, Elena insisted. I'm careful. But as she lay in bed that night, Adrian's words echoed in her mind. She was getting emotionally involved but not in the way he thought. The more time she spent watching Marcus and Sophia, the more she realized something disturbing. She didn't just want revenge anymore. She wanted to understand why they had betrayed her. The design sessions. Marcus came to Scarlett's office every afternoon for a week. They worked on the art studio design together, and Scarlett was reminded of why she had fallen in love with him once. He was brilliant. His understanding of space and light was remarkable. When he talked about architecture, his whole face lit up with passion. But then he would mention the Phoenix Tower, her design, and take credit for every innovative detail. And Scarlett would remember that this brilliance was built on theft. You're very talented, Scarlett said one afternoon watching him sketch. Where did you learn to design like this? Marcus's hand paused for just a second. Self-taught mostly. I've always had a natural gift. Liar. No mentors? No one who inspired you? Another pause. There was someone once. A woman I worked with briefly. She had potential but she lacked discipline. Tried to take shortcuts, stole from others. It was a shame really. Elena felt rage burning in her chest. He was talking about her rewriting history to make himself the victim. What happened to her? Scarlett asked, keeping her voice neutral. She was caught and disgraced. Last I heard she died in a fire. A tragic end, but perhaps fitting for someone who burned bridges everywhere she went. It took everything in Elena's power not to reveal herself right then. Instead she smiled coldly. How poetic. Sophia's suspicion. While Marcus was oblivious, Sophia was not. She began watching Scarlett more carefully, asking pointed questions. So Scarlett, where exactly did you grow up? Sophia asked one day during lunch. Europe mostly. My family moved around a lot. And your family business? Import-export. Very boring, really. Sophia smiled, but her eyes were calculating. You remind me of someone. I can't quite place it. Elena's heart raced, but she kept her expression calm. I have one of those faces. Maybe. Or maybe I've seen you somewhere before. Perhaps in business circles overseas? Perhaps. But Elena knew Sophia suspected something. She would have to be more careful. Unexpected feelings. The problem was Adrian. Somewhere between planning revenge and executing their strategy, Elena had started to develop feelings for him. Real feelings. He was everything Marcus wasn't. Honest, loyal, genuinely kind beneath his cold business exterior. He made her laugh during their late-night strategy sessions. He held her when she woke from nightmares. He looked at her like she was beautiful even with her scars. I think I'm falling for you, she admitted one night, the words slipping out before she could stop them. Adrian froze. They were sitting on the balcony of the safe house, reviewing plans for the next phase of their revenge. Elena. I know it's complicated. I know we have a mission. But I can't help it. You've been there for me when I had no one. You've helped me become strong again. And He kissed her. Soft at first, then deeper, pulling her close like she was something precious he was afraid to break. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathless. I've been in love with you for months, Adrian admitted. But I didn't want to complicate things. I didn't want you to think I was taking advantage. You're not. Adrian, you've given me everything and asked for nothing. You're not like them. They made love that night, And Elena felt something she thought was dead forever. Hope. Not just for revenge but for a future. For love. For happiness beyond hatred. But in the morning guilt consumed her. The moral dilemma. We need to talk, Elena said at breakfast. Adrian looked up from his coffee. About last night? About all of it. Adrian. I'm starting to question if revenge is what I really want. He set down his cup slowly. What do you mean? I mean, I've spent 6 months planning to destroy Marcus and Sophia. But lately watching them I see they're not happy. Their relationship is built on lies just like mine was. They're paranoid, constantly worried someone will expose them. In a way, they're already destroying themselves. So you want to let them go? After everything they did? No. Yes. I don't know. Elena stood up, pacing. Last night with you, I felt happy for the first time in so long. And I realized that maybe the best revenge isn't destroying them. Maybe it's building a better life than they have. Adrian's expression hardened. Elena, you're getting cold feet. This is normal before major moves. But remember what they did. They stole your work, your reputation, your life. They tried to kill you. I know. But Adrian, I also found out yesterday that Sophia is pregnant. The words hung in the air. What? 3 months pregnant. She told me herself, thinking we're becoming friends. Which means... Elena's voice broke. Which means if I destroy their lives now, I'm not just hurting them. I'm hurting an innocent child. Adrian stood up, running his hands through his hair. So what do you want to do? I want to expose their theft and clear my name. I want justice. But I don't want to become like them. I don't want revenge that destroys innocence. Elena, in revenge, there's always collateral damage. Then maybe revenge isn't worth it. Elena shouted. Maybe I should just take what we've built, this new life, this new identity, and disappear. Start fresh with you somewhere far away. Before Adrian could respond, his phone rang. He answered it, his face growing darker with each passing second. What is it? Elena asked when he hung up. That was my investigator. He's found evidence that Marcus and Sophia weren't acting alone. Someone else was involved in setting you up. Someone who wanted you destroyed. Who? Adrian handed her his phone. On the screen was a photo of a man Elena didn't recognize. His name is Victor Crane. And apparently, destroying you was just the beginning of his plan. End of Part 2. Part 3, Redemption's Price. Welcome back to Burning for Redemption. This is the final part of Elena's incredible journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The hidden truth emerges. Elena stared at the photo on Adrian's phone. The man looked ordinary, mid-60s, gray hair, cold eyes. But there was something disturbing about his smile, like he enjoyed causing pain. Who is Victor Crane? Elena asked, her voice trembling. Adrian pulled up more files on his laptop. He's a ghost in the business world. No official records, no tax history, nothing. But my investigator has been tracking unusual financial movements around your case. 3 days before you were arrested, someone transferred $500,000 to an offshore account linked to Marcus Donovan. Marcus was paid to betray me? It gets worse. Adrian clicked to another file. That same account shows payments going back 6 years. Someone has been funding Marcus's entire career, including his company formation, his early projects, everything. Marcus Donovan didn't build his empire. Victor Crane did. Elena felt sick. But why? Why would someone I don't even know want to destroy me? That's what we need to find out. My investigator is digging deeper, but Crane is careful. He covers his tracks well. Elena looked at the photo again, studying every detail. Then something clicked in her memory. Those eyes. She had seen those eyes before. Wait, she whispered.